All right, folks, I think I'm going to have this video in the beginning. At the end of the video, if you want to see what this bag looks like stock, the way it comes shipped, wait through this first part showing you what I did to this bag to what I believe, in my opinion, improved it. This is a bag manufactured by Water Sports Warehouse in South Carolina. And they do a lot of water sports equipment, and they sell to a lot of local shops nationwide. Of course, one of them they sell to is topkayaker.com, not .net, it's .com. And another one they sell this bag to is Delaware Paddlesports. I first came to know about this bag on the Delaware Paddlesports website because of Texas Kayak Fishermen's B2B sticky post about the B2B meetup, the annual B2B meetup. Lots of great information in there by Yakety Yak. And one of them was, hey, you want an affordable bag that will, get you 85% of the way there as far as dimensions and all. This is a good bag to choose. Just to show you here, hopefully you guys can read this. The bag is only $64.99. There is a current 2020 summer promotion that is summer 2020, all lowercase. So that saved me an extra $6.50. Now shipping is pretty steep, $27.38, but still it's cheaper than Delaware Paddlesports. Delaware Paddlesports, you're at a little over $100, even with the TKF 10% off. Shipped to my door, $85.87. Now this bag is what I believe from information from Yakety Yak that it is the first generation, and there is definitely a second generation, and it sounded like a third generation with exterior shell makeup. The first generation is reflective all the way around except the bottom is white. The second generation, Yakety Yak would have to comment on it, but not much is reflective, if any. And the third generation, I'm not sure. Now, is the first better than the second? He thinks so, because I think there was a situation where there was one person using this one and one person used the second one, and the ice seemed to behave differently. Not sure if that was a scientific experiment where everybody started out with the same internal temperature of the bag, the same capacity of ice, the same style of ice, the same color deck of the kayak. All those things certainly take effect. But all right, I'm not sure what happened there with voice commands. Sometimes with this GoPro, it'll do crazy things. It'll stop and start when I don't want it to. I think where I left off was the bag size. Again, 41 inches, 20 inches by 6 inches high. A lot of bags out there are shy of that. Maybe the width is the same, the height's the same, but it's the length that's the key. And a lot of them are 36 inches. I've seen 32 inches. I've seen smaller than 32 inches. But I've also seen a couple that were a bit larger than 41 inches, but not many. So for the price and the dimensions of this bag, it's great. Now, when I receive the bag, again, you can look at the video at the end of this review. I did some updates to this thing, but I wasn't completely impressed, chiefly on the interior, mostly on the interior anyway. So on the interior, this is all stuff that I did, by the way. All this reflective Mylar bubble wrap, this marine vinyl liner here. This is all stuff that I did. But on the inside, and you can't see it well, you'll have to look at the video. You can see here, it's basically really thin ripstop nylon all the way throughout, black. Again, thin ripstop nylon, black, all the way throughout. This is permeable. Water will seep past this liner here. So this entire inside liner is just this ripstop nylon. First thing, I was kind of taken back. I thought it was going to be an insulated cooler type bag where it doesn't leak, basically. I mean, even like the Yetis and the Kohos and the soft side coolers, they've got that really high durable nylon reinforced impermeable material. Not so in this case. Probably because it's only $65. Okay. And another thing, the thickness was the second thing I didn't like about it. The foam that they have in between this outer shell and the nylon inner shell is at most 3/16, probably more like 1/8 of an inch. In fact, the total thickness stock is 3/16. I doubt it's 1/4. So the R value of this bag, I believe stock, could have been vastly improved if they had used this material also on the inside. If they had used this material on the inside, I would have been very, very satisfied. So they didn't. And then the third thing, some of the stitching was pretty shoddy. Up here at the nose, there was piping coming out through here. The stitching was just not to my standards, to be honest with you. But essentially, what I ended up doing is I've got this, and this was from Insulation Garage AC Work. It comes in a wide roll. It's a Mylar bubble, plastic bubble insulation, but it's silver on both sides. I did find sewing it was definitely durable, not bad, but I backed it with pieces of marine vinyl, and I only sewed through the nylon piping strip here for the zipper. So I cut this out. So this is all in here, and it's not glued in there, so it's loose. I can get a water hose in behind it and rinse out behind it. And then I lined all the sides, but better than that, I also cut out a bottom piece. So this is the spring-loaded, I don't know, they use those for shoelaces sometimes, cheap on Amazon, wasn't expensive. See again here, this is all sewn in here, sewn in here, sewn in here. It's not sewn on the bottom because just gravity keeps it there. And then I'm going to take and remove this. Okay, I removed all these and these bungee tie-offs. So now this can come out. I can wash it. These are just simple loops of nylon. Simple loops of nylon here. Just a loop of nylon there, if you can see that, with a knot on the end of it so it stays in. Of course, it's all anchored with backing, nylon backing. Hand stitched. I know it's not beautiful, hand stitched. I did use the sewing machine for some things. You can see that I used sewing machine there, and that's not beautiful stitching there either. But also on the marine vinyl, I used sewing machine on the marine vinyl. So you got to know how to sew or use a sewing machine. And then I use these solid brass 1/4 inch. These are not the standard size. These are smaller than the standard size. 1/4 inch grommets here to anchor the corners so this liner doesn't collapse. Then finally, I just cut out a piece. Oh, there we go. Show you the bottom there. See, it's just ripstop nylon. So it's, it's permeable. All your slime, fish slime and water is all going to seep in through that. And I don't know, I don't like that. This was easy. I just used spray adhesive, the 3M spray adhesive. You spray both sides heavily, let it dry for 10 minutes, put it together. It's like contact cement. So this is, this is disposable too. If it starts to fall apart, it starts to fall apart. Who cares? So we just set that in here, just like that. And now I've removed some of the airspace, some of the volume. Okay, yep, gave up some of the volume, but that's an enemy when it comes to cooling and coolers. You put a 4-pound block of ice in one of those roto-molded coolers like a Yeti, and then you take the same cooler and a 6-pound block of ice and then fill it up with, I don't know, nothing cold, but something to take up the volume, styrofoam, popcorn, or whatever it is, and you're going to see that the ice lasts a lot longer in that second test with all the air volume. removed. And then this goes in here, and of course I feed this through, use these captive deals here to hold these up and hold it around. The last thing that I have to do, I have 3M 5200 white, and I'm going to smear it all in these seams here, all in these seams, and I think this should be waterproof. We'll see, but nonetheless, it's another layer, another material to help insulate better. Now, like I said, the rest of the video is going to show what it looked like and some of my chief concerns when I first got the bag. But again, $85 shipped to my door. It'll be $85 shipped to anyone in Texas, I would assume. Not a bad deal. The problem though, Paddlesports Warehouse called them. They are 2 to 3 months behind manufacturing, and I don't think Top Kayaker has any left. I'm not sure about Delaware Paddlesports, but it's probably a similar situation. Again, 41 inches, 20 inches, 6 inches high, and stock, it'll work for you. I could have left it alone, but I couldn't help myself. I've got the time and energy. Yes, I did spend several hours doing this to this bag, but I did it because I wanted to do it and I enjoyed doing it. So thank you for watching this. This is my fish bag, my kayak fish bag, and I think it's gonna work for me. Bye. Okay, one final thing here. Showing you the bag on the front of a Hobie PA-14. I moved the rear straps from their default location. I know that's just a preference. You're not gonna have the straps in a location for every single boat or kayak. The default straps here on the rear were right around here on each side, so I moved them over to here. That way I could strap them around this aluminum brace that I fabricated for stabilizing a larger aftermarket sail from Star Kayak Sails, or Yak Sailing is what they're called now in the US. Star is in Australia. But it's great, it's solid. The straps strap up to the front. You know, if these were moved up closer here, they would have been more ideal, but I don't give a shit, doesn't matter. That's it. That's how the bag looks. The only other thing that would be even better is removing this type of strap and having a button strap or something to the top of the hatch, front hatch. That way I can lift the hatch when I need to. Of course, it would be difficult to lash the bungee around to keep the hatch closed in case you capsize. So, you know, solve one problem, create a new one, or multiple new ones. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I just want to talk about a product I bought at topkayaker.com. I actually called them up. Really nice lady, I think Athena and Tom run this shop. I guess they've been around for a while. Maybe New Hampshire, I can't really remember what state. It's on the East Coast. Anyway, I found this bag by finding the similar bag on Delaware Paddlesports, which was advertised on a fishing forum, Texas Kayak Fisherman Forum. And upon further digging, it looked like I found the bag here as well at a better price. And what was interesting is that Delaware Paddlesports, it didn't mention the manufacturer, but this site mentions Paddlesports Warehouse. You can see that right there, Paddlesports Warehouse. So I called Paddlesports Warehouse, look them up online. They're in the Carolinas, forgot which. I think it's South Carolina. I spoke with a gentleman by the name of Thomas, really nice guy. He confirmed, yes, they sell to both outfits and it's the identical bag. Now, that being said, what's pictured here and what's pictured on Delaware Paddlesports is their Generation 1. They might have a second and third where they've replaced the reflective parts of the outer shell. The third might not even have any reflective on the outer shell. But nonetheless, I have it and I'm keeping it, even though I'm not entirely pleased with its construction. Let me show you over here. If you look here, topkayaker.net, it's now .com, so they paid Water Sports Warehouse to advertise. And it's a decent sized bag, and for the money, sure. For the money, because you can sink a lot of money, especially in the Hobie catch bag. And it's 20 inches by 6 inches high. It's 41 inches long. That's really nice. And it's got two zippers. The zippers are pretty heavy duty. They are heavy duty. But where this bag really falls short, I feel anyway, is the stitching quality of it is not great. You can see here there's places missed. You can see right there, see a place missed there. This nose looks a little jacked up. You can see, you know, I haven't even used it yet, haven't taken it out on the water yet at all. You know, I'm gonna have to repair this stuff, right? I'm gonna have to sew that back in. That's one thing. I think the overall quality control on it is not the best. The insulation, it's got what seems to be 1/8-inch foam insulation in between. This outer mylar type material, which is durable. I like this. The thing I dislike the most is this ripstop nylon interior shell. It's permeable. It's going to allow water to get into the shell, and, you know, fishy water and all. And I know that I've talked to someone who's got it and says no problem rinsing it out, but hey, I wouldn't have designed it that way, and of course the cost would have gone up, but I would have put the interior, this stuff, or similar,